Welcome to another video. Today I had an idea just as I was walking through the door when I got home from school. It's almost a new year. It's almost 2020. 2019 has been a really great year. I've had a lot of success with learning new tricks and meeting new people and all types of stuff. I got sponsored. My scooter has been pretty good this whole year, and I want to tell you guys about some parts that I really think was a great experience for me. There's some parts that broke very easily that I want you guys to be aware of, so you guys don't buy them yourselves, and there's also some parts I really want to recommend to you guys that I really love and they really last. Here's my scooter. It's lasted pretty good. It looks a little dinged up here in the back. It's like a little bent. It's cut some parts off or whatever. And yeah, my grips aren't really looking too good either. They're kind of, ripping and stuff like that. But I'm gonna get new parts for Christmas, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I don't have to really use this anymore. This is gonna become backup parts. I'm just gonna go from part to part and tell you what I think about them. And I'm also gonna tell you about some parts that I had earlier this year that broke pretty easily. Here are my recommendations. I think that ODI grips are really good grips. It's really good to have thin grips because you want to have as much control of the scooter as possible when you're doing these tricks. And having more control means just, I don't know, you can do the tricks better, you can get them more consistent, and you can you just click a lot easier. With bigger grips, it's hard to hold onto the scooter. Your scooter could fall out of your hand can slip, all these different things. You guys want thin grips, I promise. Another thing that I think is really unique about the ODI grips is that they are pretty sticky when they come out of the package already. Like, you don't have to wear them in. Usually with new grips, they're like a little bit they feel almost greasy on the outside, like your hand slips a lot on them until you break them in, obviously. But ODIs, that's not really the case. They're really sticky right off the beginning, and yeah, they're pretty good. And I like red, so I got them in red. Alright, next part is the bars. These bars are Coda Tuckno bars, they're titanium, and honestly, Coda gets a lot of hate around his name. I don't really know why, but I can tell you one thing, these bars are freaking awesome. I really like the design that they have. They have a nice, I don't know, V shape with a little thing in the middle here. They got like a nice little logo here, K. It kind of fit because my name's Kyle, but I know it's Coda, but it kind of works a little bit. I cut them down to, I think, 21 inches long, and then on top of the SCS that raises them about like an inch or something. Yeah, they're pretty good. They haven't snapped. There's no cracks or any signs of them breaking, I don't think. Yeah, they're pretty good. I would recommend them. They lasted the full year. It's very hard to get a part to last a full year for me, so these guys made the cut, and yeah, I'd recommend these. Next part on the scooter here is this SCS. It's YGW SCS. It's the only one they have. I don't really know what it's called, but it looks really cool. Like, it's got these it's got like these cutouts and stuff in it. Yeah, it looks pretty cool to me. So I bought it. Honestly, it's done me very well. It spins really good, really fast, just like any other SCS. It's red. The only problem I had was I stripped the middle bolt here to loosen it up, but that's no problem at all because you can just do the coin trick with this bolt right here, and you can loosen it that way. It hasn't really been a problem, but yeah, I did strip that bolt. That's probably my fault, not the part's fault. Next on the list is an Ethic headset. You can't really say much about headsets, they're all the same thing. This one's red, so I just got red, and Ethic is one of my favorite companies. Next is the Ethic Mero V2 fork, right here. I got it in polished, so it'd match the bars. Yeah, I got polished because I thought that would look the best. Honestly, this fork has done me really well as well. It hasn't broken. I don't see any cracks in it anywhere. Yeah, I don't know, there really isn't much to say about it. Next is the wheels. Now, I've had a lot of different types of wheels on my scooter before. Let's talk about wheels. I've gone through a lot of wheels before in my riding career, and there's only a few that have really done me really good, and I just want to mention those real quick. Right, number one is going to be Envy Diamond wheels. These wheels are really good. Envy makes some really good urethane, so if you're thinking about getting Envy wheels, it's probably a good idea, because let me tell you something. These wheels right here have lasted me a long time. I haven't rode them since December 2018, I think. But they lasted me from July to December in 2018, so that is quite a long time for a wheel for me. That's 5 months with one pair of wheels. And as you can see, the other ones right here, neither one of them have dehubbed. So these wheels are really good. They're 110 millimeters. I would definitely recommend getting them. Alright, next on the list for good wheels is this fasten wheel right here. I was once into the neochrome as well, so I got neochrome fasten wheels. I'm not really sure what this wheel's called, but I know it's fasten, I think. Yeah, these were on sale, so I just bought them, and I had neochrome, so I was happy. Yeah, they lasted me pretty good. I don't know where my other one went, but I don't remember it dehubbing. It might have dehubbed, but anyway. Fasten is a sister company to Envy, which makes really good urethane, so it would make sense that these don't dehub either. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting whatever wheel this is. They're pretty good. Alright, next on the list is the Ethic Mogwai wheel. Ethic, from my past experiences, has also had some pretty good success without dehubbing. And yeah, I think they're pretty good. I have this wheel right here, which lasts me, I don't know, I've ridden these wheels for only like 3 months or something. But even that, 3 months is pretty good for me. And these wheels are like, they look brand new, dude. Like, they're pretty good. This wheel is the same wheel right here, except just in a different color. And it's a little bit smaller. This is 100 millimeters. The other one was 110. This wheel right here has lasted me since September of 2019. And right now it's Christmas, pretty much. This thing has lasted me all the way through my progression video. All the bangers, all the attempts of whip buttercups and all that. This thing has lasted through it, which is incredible. Unfortunately, the other wheel that was in this pair broke, so I'm using actually a red one in the front. But yeah, this wheel, it's a little bent. It looks like it's gonna dehub soon, but I mean, it's lasted me all the way up till now. So if you're looking for a wheel that doesn't dehub, I would definitely recommend Ethic wheels. They're pretty good. Before we move on to the bad wheels, I just want to talk about this one wheel that I had. I don't know where it is. I tried looking for it, but the best wheel I've ever ridden, the strongest wheel I've ever had that doesn't dehub or anything, has actually been Fusion wheels. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, back in 2017, I bought a Fusion Complete. I'll try to find it and put it on the screen. But the wheels on this Complete are freaking amazing, dude. I don't know what it is, but I had a wheel that lasted me like all of 2017. Like, it did not break for a whole year. Unfortunately, the other one did dehub in the pair, but that back wheel lasted me forever. Like, that's the best wheel I've ever had. It's actually a Fusion wheel, not an Envy, not an Ethic wheel, but yeah, it's actually Fusion. So something to take away from this video is the 3 best wheels are Ethic wheels, Envy wheels, and Fusion wheels, based off of my tests. Now let's move on to the bad wheels. Number 1 is obvious, all plastic core wheels. Plastic core wheels break so fast, you don't want to buy these things. I know they're cheap, but it's not worth it because they just break in a few sessions anyway. Sometimes even in a few tricks they'll break, so I would not recommend getting plastic core wheels. Alright, next wheel is actually a wheel I tested earlier this year in August. Okay, so from August to September, I rode 3 different pairs of these wheels right here. These are the Eagle Samurai wheels. I broke all 6 of them. Like, there's none of them left, and it only took a month to break 6 wheels. So yeah, I would definitely not recommend getting Eagle wheels. I mean, they look kind of cool, and they were recommended to me. I don't know, maybe my tests are pretty bad, but yeah, I broke 6 of these wheels in a month. I'm sure Eagle makes good parts, but I'm just not going to recommend their wheels. I don't even know what wheel this is. I think this is a grit wheel or something for my friend. Yeah, I dehubbed this in a few days. But I don't think it's Grit's fault because this wheel was ridden way back in the day, back in like 2016 and early 2017 by us when we were like doing tail whips and stuff. So yeah, it was already worn down when I tried it, but yeah, as you can see, I dehubbed it right where my finger is right there. Alright, so we've all been there, we've all seen these wheels, we've all thought to ourselves, wow, that wheel is extremely light, it looks really cool, I can't wait to buy it, let's put it on my scooter. Well, let me tell you something, Root Industry wheels, I don't think they're that good. Back in 2018, in the spring, when I was progressing really fast, I broke a number of these wheels. I think it was like somewhere around 4 pairs or something. I always kept buying them because I didn't think like any wheels could be better, but Yeah, I kept breaking these things all the time. They were dehubbing like this. I never had it actually crack though, like in the middle, like the metal part, like the honeycomb part. I never actually had that break. Root Industries, honeycomb wheels, I would definitely not recommend riding, especially if you're riding flat and going really ham. Oh shit. Alright, here's another plastic core wheel that I broke pretty fast. I would not recommend plastic core wheels. A trend upon flat riders all around the world is that we get smaller wheels so we can like whip faster and do tricks a lot easier. If you're looking for wheels that I would recommend for that kind of riding, I would recommend Duke Powerslide Wheels. These are the wheels that Henke rode in 2017 and I've also been riding this year. They're pretty good. They do break fast in the back wheel though, so yeah, I would not recommend them as back wheels, but as front wheels they are pretty damn good. They're plastic, but since they're really small, they're only 84 millimeters, it's like they're really strong. Imagine like having a really long stick and trying to crack it in half, and then have a really short stick and try to crack it in half. It's harder to crack the short one, right? That's how the physics really work with these wheels and why they're so strong. As I said, they're not really good for back wheels, so we have a substitute for that. Ground control wheels. These are like a full urethane wheel. They're pretty good for like flat riding, extreme flat riding, like quint whips and stuff like that, because they don't break too much. But the only downside is these wheels are discontinued. They are not made anymore, and neither are the Duke wheels. These are all discontinued. So if you guys are messaging me or like thinking about buying these wheels, yeah, sorry, they're all gone. I have like stockpiled on these, so yeah, I have to save them for myself, sorry. So since wheels are out of the way now, let's go back to the scooter and let's talk about decks. On my scooter there is currently an Ethic Aerowan deck, cut down to just over 18.5 inches. This deck is pretty damn good, I think. In the past, I've ridden a lot of different decks, and I have a different opinion for every single one. I've noticed that brands, like, the decks break sometimes around the same time and in the same areas, but I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about what I think about these decks. The Ethic Aerowan deck, I think, is really good. It's almost as light as the Ethic Pandemonium, and you can cut it down to be the same length and everything. It's a good width. I don't really know the width. I think it's 4.5 or 4.7. I think it's 4.75. I think it comes 20.5 inches long stock, but you can easily cut it down. The head tube is extremely strong, and I actually really like the design on this head tube. I think it looks really good. And yeah, the only place it seems to break is in the back here, like right by the brake, like around here. There's always it always cracks in there. Ethic decks, for me, usually snap in exactly 4 months. Every single time. Like, they always snap 4 months in. It doesn't matter if it's Ethic Artifact, Ethic Aerowan, or Ethic Pandemonium, they all snap around the same time for me. Talking about Ethic Pandemonium, let me tell you my thoughts about this. Oh yeah, another thing about the Ethic Aerowan deck is it only costs 80 bucks. So if you're looking for a really cheap deck that's really, really light and really good, I would definitely recommend the Ethic Aerowan deck. Here's the Pandemonium. I rode this deck from August this year all the way to November this year. So yeah, it lasted me around 4 months. Yeah, it was pretty good. It ended up snapping, unfortunately. It snapped in the back here by the wheel hole, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, this thing is freaking amazing. The head tube on this feels a little bit different compared to like the Ethic Aerowan deck and the Ethic Artifact deck. It just feels like it's a little more like upright, like more steep of a head tube angle, which I actually thought was really good. It felt really good on the scooter or whatever. You have a small crack right here though in the head tube, so the head tube wasn't nearly as strong as the Ethic Aerowan, but yeah, it lasted me quite a long time. I'm pretty happy with this deck. I would definitely buy it again. Alright, so here's my Ethic Artifact deck right here. This deck was pretty good. It lasted me from Christmas all the way until April. So yeah, 4 months once again. I don't know what it is about 4 months, but Ethic decks always last 4 months for me. It's obviously snapped right at the head tube here. I feel like all Ethic Artifact decks, like at least the V2, they all snapped around the head tube for me. So I don't know if that's like a phenomena around Ethic Artifact decks, but yeah, they always snap here. Damn, this grip tape was really cool looking. I wish I had more of that. I would recommend. Alright, some other honorable mentions about decks that I had. I've had fusion decks before. Fusion decks are really strong. They feel really good, but the only problem is they're heavy. Yeah, I would go fusion. You're not too worried about the weight. Alright, so I just want to quickly backtrack here, because now that I'm talking about all my parts that I've always had. Here's my MV Reaper bars. If you're looking for cheap bars that are really light, I would strongly recommend getting these. These things are amazing. Yeah, MV Reaper V2, and they're a little bit lighter than the V3s. I would definitely recommend them over the V3s. These bars ended up snapping at the bottom here on this side, right there. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I actually snapped them doing a thin grip flat, so yeah, I don't really know how that happened. Yeah, I would recommend them. They're pretty strong. They lasted me almost the entire year of 2018, so yeah, get these. I just want to quickly talk about brakes. I've had people tell me that they like metal brakes and stuff like that before, but I actually think that the nylon brakes that they have on the Ethic decks and just nylon brakes in general are a lot better because they're light. They also are very flexible, so they're really good for like braking. Like they stick really good on your wheels. Metal brakes and all that, they don't really press down like as good. You don't have as much braking power as you do with a nylon brake. So yeah, if you're looking for a brake, get a nylon brake if you can. Yeah, that's pretty much it for what I wanted to say here. I just wanted to make sure you guys got some pretty good parts and you guys know what to get. I'm a little late for Christmas, so you guys probably ordered all your stuff already. But yeah, this is for the future. If you guys are looking for some parts to get, definitely get the parts I recommended today. I'm also going to make flat progression 2019. Just all my flat progression from this year. I'm going to make into one video. And yeah, I'll post that at the end of the year as well. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for all the support. And yeah, see you guys. Thanks.